The absolute arrogance of Republicans in Tennessee continues. For the second time, an event took place at the Nashville airport that sits in the district of Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones, duly elected by the people to represent their interests in the Tennessee State Legislature. Well, just yesterday, there was this big announcement with the governor of Tennessee, as well as Elon Musk company, creating this private passenger pathway to the airport. And Jones was refused entry into this announcement. Justin Canoe, the Tennessee Holler, actually shared this video with us. Watch.
Yeah, let's step back out here for just let everybody come through. I'm pushing a little bit.
This project is in this airport where we are is my district.
I understand.
So I'm here to get information from my constituents. Casey Sellers, the governor's comms person.
Okay.
And that's who I might call to let know I was coming.
Okay.
What is your name, sir?
Hey, I'm Nathan Butcher.
What is your role?
So I work with Altitude Ventures.
Is this a part of the state of Tennessee?
I understand what you're saying. It is definitely. Can you hold on for just 1 second?
I'm here in my oversight capacity.
I know. I understand.
I was elected to represent the people, 75,000 people who live on Murfreesboro Pike, who live around the airport.
I'm responsible for the list, and I'm just trying to be respectful to my role. That's all. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you.
As a representative of this district, are you saying that I cannot go to this event?
No, I'm not saying it has to do with you being a representative. I'm just saying I just need to check the list and make sure. I'm not being rude. I want you to understand. I know who you are, and I respect you. I've talked to you before. We've met.
I have not met you, sir.
Tell me your last name.
This is a representative who doesn't even live in the district. This is one of the state senators who does not live in this district. So if you allow somebody from Knoxville to come and not a representative of Nashville, who this airport is in my district, and that is...
I hear what you're saying. I understand.
She says she's not on the list.
Just make sure.
No, I've got the list.
And my husband's with me.
Yes, I know. Yes, I'm going to get you a wristband.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, just, excuse me, sir.
I'm a lawmaker just like this lawmaker here.
This is a private event.
Sir, this is my district. And if
Understand,
we
sir,
allow
this
us...
is a private event.
This is about a public partnership. Murfreesboro Pike is in my district, this airport's in my district.
Sir, this is a private event. I cannot let you through.
Can we go talk?
You just let somebody
she's
from
on the
Knoxville.
list.
She wasn't on the list.
She is on the list.
Didn't even look like your name was on the list.
That's because I filled in for the lieutenant governor.
Her husband
she's
was
on-
not on the list.
Yes, he was.
I saw the phone in your... Can you show me on your phone?
If you'll come with me, I'll sit and talk to you.
Why is Cameron Sexton allowed? He doesn't represent this district.
Cameron, do you think they should let Jones in? It's his district.
It's their event.
Isn't this a state project? Isn't that why you're here?
Republican lawmakers are being allowed in. This is about a state partnership. This is within our jurisdiction as lawmakers.
Look,
Who
I'm
are
just
you?
a little guy trying to do my job.
Who are you?
We're going to go this way if that's okay.
This is about a public partnership.
Gentlemen.
This is how this project's being announced in secrecy and lack of transparency. I mean, this is not how government should work. Is anybody else being kept out or just black lawmakers? I know you're here doing your job.
I already told you you're not on the list. That's all we have to go by is the list.
But who told you I was not on the list?
The people that are up there at the front.
Those are lobbyists. I'm not elected to serve lobbyists. I'm elected to serve the people of House District 52.
Shut it? Who are you? Who are you? Now we got a new guy saying shut it.
All right.
You guys are being this secretive about it. Oh, you
This
just
is
took
a
your name
private-
tag off?
this
You
is
just
a
took your name
private-
tag off. We're hiding name tags now? You gonna put on a mask next? Do you think this is gonna be a good advertisement for the Hilton? Keeping black representatives out of the ballroom?
That's not us keeping him out.
I saw you snap. And the door closed. That's what you did. I saw you do it. That's why you took your name tag off.
This is a state of Tennessee TDOT event.
Yeah, and I'm a state representative.
It is a state of Tennessee event?
So we just heard that this is a state of Tennessee TDOT
Oh, we
event.
did hear that.
TDOT is the Tennessee Department of Transportation. So again, I'm here in my oversight capacity. We just heard that this is a
She just said it's a state of Tennessee event. So you're keeping a state representative out of a state of Tennessee event?
This is not a state.
Wait,
Yeah, this is
she
a
just said it was.
But we were just told this is a state of Tennessee event from the airport authority.
She said it. I have it on camera.
So now we have proof, so now we have a basis to enter in our oversight capacity as a lawmaker for this district where this airport is and where this project's going to be constructed.
So this is a private event.
Who are you with?
I'm literally a volunteer
Who are
trying to
you
help.
with?
I'm just helping for the day. Literally.
Who are you helping?
I work for the registration table. That's
You're
it.
not here for fun.
Yes, I am.
Or we were just coming to listen, this become a bigger issue. If you just let us, like every other lawmaker is allowed to go in there, who's Republican, who's white.
It has nothing to do with it. They're
It
on the
does.
list.
Senator Massey was not on the list because she's white and because she's a Republican lawmaker. This is the treatment that you are complicit in, sir. But it's okay, you're doing your job, I'm doing my job, so we can just listen together. And right now the governor is speaking, announcing this project as a public partnership. A lot of my constituents have questions how this underground tunnel will impact them. And so I'm just curious to see if this project will have any way to support working people who are commuting from Antioch to downtown to be our school bus drivers, our cafeteria workers, our hotel workers. That's who our public transit should benefit, not just the wealthy and well-connected, not just tourists. I've never been told as a state lawmaker that I cannot go to a state-announced event where other lawmakers were allowed to attend. Have you ever had to keep lawmakers out before?
I have not.
Okay. I know you're doing your job. Who's hosting it? The state. The state? We all heard it. If this is supposed to benefit the everyday people of Tennessee, where are they? Why were they not allowed in? And why were only certain media allowed in? Why were only certain lawmakers allowed in? Because this is not about the public good, this is about the corporate good, lining the pockets of billionaires like Elon Musk, who is a danger to all of us in our democracy right now.
Folks, joining us right now is Tennessee State Rep Justin Jones. Glad to have you here on the show again. I mean, this is what is first of all, it's par for the course for Republicans in Tennessee. That is a public event. That is an event that's public, paid for by taxpayers. And as you said, the governor's announcing it is a public partnership. Oh, but yeah, the representative from the actual district, yeah, you can't come.
I mean, that's exactly right, Brother Roland. I think, what was most egregious about this is that this is about announcing I'm giving away public land to a private company owned by Elon Musk. And they are embodying the type of politics that he has perpetuated for the past few months, a politics of apartheid, of separate and unequal. I am the representative of the district, House District 52, which the airport sits in, which this tunnel is going to be run through. And my constituents have questions how this is going to impact their life, if it's affordable, accessible, if this is the best use of public resources. And I couldn't even go see the announcement that the governor was making with other lawmakers who don't even live in Nashville, who live in Knoxville and Crossville. We're allowed to enter, but the representative who represents that district was told, you're not invited into a public announcement of a state partnership with Elon Musk company. That's going to have implications for my constituents. And it just shows that even when we're elected, simply because I'm black, simply because I'm a young black lawmaker, I'm treated like I don't belong, that I cannot represent the voices of 75,000 people who elected me to be their voice and to fight for them and to get answers for them from this rogue, corrupt administration.
So what was crazy to me is, all right, use of public land. Were you aware of this deal in the making prior to yesterday?
There had been whispers, but it's all been kept secret. And you saw that this announcement was made behind a locked door with armed officers. That does not sound like a deal that's going to be in the interests of everyday people. Everything's been secret about it. As I looked at who was in that room, it was lobbyists, it was corporate leaders, not everyday people who they're saying are supposed to benefit from this. This is going to only benefit the wealthy and well-connected and tourists, not the everyday Nashvillians who are our teachers, our cafeteria workers, our bus drivers, people who live in my district. And so we were just told about this. And I was trying to see, how is this going to impact the pollution? Because we know that Elon Musk companies have a horrible history of polluting communities, particularly communities of color. How is this going to impact workers' rights and their safety if we're drilling underground underneath Murfreesboro Pike? How's that going to impact the workers? No answers. And they still have yet to give answers. Instead, they shut me out, threatened to call the police to say that I would be arrested. And again, the airport is in my district. I talked to my other colleagues. No other state lawmakers have been told that they'll be arrested for showing up to an event, a state event, as a state lawmaker who has oversight authority over the executive branch. We have oversight authority, and this was with the governor and his Department of Transportation, and yet they refused to meet with me, refused to give me information. I called them in advance to say I would be attending this. I called the airport to let them know there was no issue, and then I get there and I met with physical things.
And what's crazy here, and for people who don't understand, I've covered politics my entire career. City council, county government, multiple cities, state, federal, and there is traditionally courtesy that when you have an event in a member's district, that they are notified, they are invited. It is abundantly clear that these white conservative Republicans do not give a damn about black representation.
I mean, that's exactly true. And this is not the first time, Roland. Just a week ago, Kristi Noem had an event in my district at the airport about veterans. I support veterans, so I went, but I also had questions about her use of ICE terrorizing my constituents. 196 people were snatched in Nashville at the beginning of May, and we're still trying to locate them for their families, many of them. And I was threatened with being arrested by the Office of Homeland Security Police, even though I was led in by Secret Service, led in by the airport employee for the Airport Authority Board, because they're used to letting lawmakers into events in their district. district. But Kristi Noem's chief of staff and comms director called the police and said that I would be arrested if I did not leave the airport, which I've attended every other event, ribbon cuttings for the new terminals. I filed bills for the airport and have had a good relationship. But now they're threatening to call the police and put me even on a no-fly list if I did not leave the airport. And it's shameful. And it just shows that we're dealing with a rogue administration, rogue government officials. And it's happening from the top down. With the Trump administration, he doesn't believe that we should be treated as equal members, threatening lawmakers with arrest charges. And now it's trickling down to the state lawmakers like our governor, Bill Lee, who was the one who ordered for me to be removed, according to the Airport Authority Board. It was the governor's office who ordered for me to be removed and blocked yesterday from attending that press event. Yeah,
and that's exactly who it sits with. Are there any legal options here that you have?
I mean, I know we're going to, I'm speaking with some legal attorneys. I am involved in a current lawsuit against the Speaker of the House because I'm still treated like an unequal member and not allowed to be on equal number of committees as other members. I was taken off the Education Committee, taken off the Government Oversight Committee. I'm not allowed to speak as other members are on the House floor. And so even after being elected, after I was expelled in April 2023 and re-elected twice, I'm still not able to represent my district. So they don't care about the will of the voters. And I want to say that when they silence me and block me, it's not about me as an individual. It's about the 75,000 people I represent in the most diverse district in the state of Tennessee. That's who they're silencing, and that's whose voices they say are not deserving of representation because they don't see us as worthy members in this vision of democracy. They don't want democracy. They want dictatorship and authoritarianism in the system of white control, because white lawmakers were allowed in yesterday. But yet I come and I'm seen as a threat because I have questions that my constituents sent me there to ask, and that's threatening to those who are corrupt and who want to hide what's happening. But as Grandma said, what's done in the dark will come to the light, and that's what's going to happen with this project as well.
Well, that's also what's more offensive, that you have Republican lawmakers who themselves aren't courteous enough to say, hey, wait a minute, this is a fellow lawmaker. Normally you have collegiality, but they don't give a damn either.
No, I mean, these are the same lawmakers who I sit with in committee, people like Representative Paul Sherrill, and who talks about, can I add an amendment to add hanging by a tree when we're talking about the death penalty? These are people who are leaning into our most wicked and darkest history in the state. We are the birthplace of the KKK, and they want to lean into that history. We just dismantled the Department of DEI at all public universities and colleges, so they don't see us as worthy of being equal members of this government. We are living in a system of apartheid here in Tennessee, with a governor who's trying to appeal to the MAGA faction, and we're controlled by extremists who ousted us from government, as you saw in 2023, and who still believe that we don't have a right to sit at the tables with them, which is why they shut off our microphone, which is why they block us from events in our district. They see Nashville, the community I represent, as a playground, and that we are an occupied city. They voted to cut our city council in half, voted to take over the Airport Authority Board, voted to take over the convention board, and they're just seeing us as people to be controlled because we are the financial hub of the state. And so rather than respecting the will of the people who live here, they want to take us over and tell us that we are basically a colony, that whatever the governor says we have to follow, and our elected representatives don't have a voice at the table. That's what it feels like.
And I need people to understand when you use the word apartheid. This is the same state legislature that said to Memphis, oh, you passed a law dealing with policing, yeah, we're going to override you. So they love talking about local control, get rid of big government, except when they're not the ones in control.
I mean, that's exactly it. And I think the greatest mascot of that is the person they're in partnership with, Elon Musk, who's building a pollution plant with XAI, which is headquartered in Memphis for his AI machine. And now he's trying to build a private tunnel for Teslas in Nashville. He sees our community, our state, as a playground. And the Republicans who I serve with just want to, lick his boots and bow down to him because they're trying to get proximity to this man who, I don't know what is the appeal, but a man who is an apartheid inheritor, and now he's coming here to take over our state. And my colleagues are rolling out the red carpet. They had this secret press conference, are ceding land to him, no oversight. We have no transparency. We don't even know what's going to happen with the pollution when they build this underground tunnel. Where's the pollution going to go? How's it going to disturb the day-to-day lives? You're drilling underground a tunnel that's 10 miles long from the airport to downtown to Broadway, where all the tourists go at the bars. But this is not going to serve the people who are trying to take public transit. And it's just unfortunate because the people really have serious concerns about this project, and we should be able to sit at the table and have our questions answered. But instead, they lock the doors and call the police on representatives. And even if you look at the end of that video, I said, "Have you ever blocked a representative from coming into the officer who was over that agency?" And he said, "No, never has this happened." I mean, I think they understand that this is unprecedented. But when you have Trump doing this to members of Congress, it enables and emboldens those at the state and local level to do the same thing.
Well, here's what's crazy. I'm sitting here looking at a TechCrunch story, and it says the project will be privately funded by the Boring Company, quote, and its private partners, according to the governor's press release, though those partners are not named. The Boring Company and local officials, obviously not including you, will now begin a, quote, public process to evaluate potential routes, engage community stakeholders, and finalize plans for the project's initial 10-mile phase. What the hell? Like, really?
There's already a vote.
And they're only using Teslas.
Yeah. I mean, there's a vote next week already to start the initial vote on this. I mean, I've never seen something, government usually goes slow, and this is just expedited, cutting all the red tape to rush this through. They say they want to finish this by the fall of 2026. Well, we haven't had an environmental impact report. We don't know what's, down there when they drill through the ground beneath where I was told it's going to be down Murfreesboro Pike, down my district, to downtown. And they say that it's, privately funded, but it's about profiting private companies at the expense of public land. We could invest in real solutions like better rail system. We need a rail system, a bus, but this is about getting these private Teslas to drive people just to hotels downtown and to bars downtown. The people who live in Nashville don't go to Broadway. They don't go to the honky tonks downtown. They're trying to get to work and to school and to their, to their kids' soccer games. That's what we need transit for. But what the real cost is the cost of the pollution to our communities. It's going to be the cost of real solutions to real transit issues. This is about enriching a man who's already the richest man in the world. That's what this project's doing, which is why that whole room was filled with real estate investors, venture capitalists, lobbyists, and corporate leaders. That was the only people I saw entering that room, not everyday people. And the everyday people have been shut out of this process because this is about serving greedy interests and racist interests, which are very intertwined in this country of plantation politics. And that's what we're seeing every day in Tennessee, the coalescence of greed and racism in an unholy matrimony that have taken over our state.
And it certainly, again, as you look at what they announced there, to have some guy who says, oh, I'm volunteering, I'm just here, but he has the right to stop a duly elected state representative.
And he is the managing partner at a venture capital firm here. We found out who he was. We were able to locate them. And all those people you saw who were blocking me were lobbyists, because that's who the Republicans answer to in this state, corporate lobbyists. They're not even serving their own constituents. This project's not going to help the poor white folks in these rural counties. It's not going to help the black and brown folks in my district. It's only going to serve the rich. And this billionaire named Elon Musk, who cares nothing about our state, he sent his deputy to come make this announcement. A lot of the people who are on the board of this company and who serve as staff for the Boring Company were part of Doge. And so it's all connected. So we're dealing with rogue government officials, with these rogue business interests that have formed a coalition and hijacked Tennessee. But I want to let people know across this nation, Roland, that they're starting in Tennessee, but we're just the tip of the spear. This has been the testing ground. And I told people last year that Project 2025 is Tennessee 2024. We are the testing ground. If we don't stop it here, it's going to spread across this nation, and it already is.
Indeed. And so we see it happening. We see no real oversight, and we see Republicans just handing the keys to land, to resources on the local level, state level, and the national level, because it's all about MAGA. And you're right. All these broke white folks in Tennessee, all these folks who need help, no, they keep voting for this crap, and they're getting screwed every time.
I mean, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing folks who are hurting and these tariffs, all these issues of the rural hospitals closing, and yet Republicans want to say their priority is creating a private tunnel for the richest man on earth. This is the governor said this is the most exciting thing he's done in his 8 years of serving. This was the most exciting project he got to announce. Not helping fund our public schools, not addressing the issue of our farmers who are losing their farmland with development, but serving corporate interests. And I hope that the folks of Tennessee, particularly my white brothers and sisters who continue to vote for this, realize who they're fighting for. They use racism as this form of red meat to divide and conquer us, but at the end of the day, they're getting screwed. Their schools are in poverty. They don't have adequate resources. Their hospitals are closing. They make $7.25. That's the minimum wage here. And yet we have land to give away, but we don't have land for affordable housing. We don't have land to invest in moving schools out of floodplains, because we have a lot of floods here in Tennessee. But we have land to give away for a private tunnel that's not going to serve anybody but tourists. I mean, I hope that they see that they're hurting too. But at the end of the day, we're still fighting for them and their children. At the end of the day, we're trying to get answers for them too, because all the Tennesseans in the state deserve better than Governor Bill Lee and the Trump agenda and this Elon Musk agenda that is going to screw over working class and poor people, regardless of your race. We're all going to be impacted, and it's coming for your community next.
Absolutely. Representative Justin Jones, we always appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Start with you, Mustafa. Moments ago, we were just talking with Representative Justin Jones. And here he is laying out, again, how he is being frozen out, how Republicans in that state are using their power to shut him down. And because what they cannot stand is they cannot stand this black man having the audacity to challenge them on a variety of issues, and to lock him out of announcements dealing with the airport, which he is the duly elected representative in his district, is shameful. But people need to understand this is how Republicans operate when they have power.
Yeah, you know, and it also is an erosion of democracy. So he has a responsibility to those who elected him. There's a platform that he ran on, and making sure that those communities are going to be protected, both from the environmental side, and make sure if there are economic opportunities that they are benefiting those communities and something that those communities are asking for. So this is, you know, once again, about folks taking power away, utilizing that power for their own benefit, and continuing to keep the community there in dire straits. So once again, allow him to do his job, because evidently you all are not interested in doing yours properly, because you continue to erode and erase democracy in the hands of black folks.
Well, absolutely. And Randy, they don't care, and they will do it with impunity over and over and over again. And this is why they must be challenged. They can't stand, you know, Justin Canoe, who's with Tennessee Holler. They hate him. They hate his guts because he's always there on the scene documenting these things. So, for instance, when Representative Jones was trying to attend this event with Kristi Noem, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, you know, Ice Barbie, listen, he was denied there as well. He talked about, we're going to show you some of that. But again, this is a perfect example. He was escorted in by Secret Service. Turn this up.
I just want to understand why we're being racially profiled, because we were allowed to come in, and this gentleman says you're not welcome here. The Tennessee Highway Patrol and Department of Homeland Security of our state, he said, ask the federal government. This is the only opportunity we have to question the federal government. Again, she's in our district, in our home. This district overwhelmingly is diverse and multiracial. Every other event we've had here in the airport, we've been allowed as representatives. This is the first time I'm being told as a House representative that I'm not allowed to attend an event from the administration. We were here with Secretary Buttigieg. We were here for every event they've had at the airport. This is the first time that we're told we're not welcome here. In fact, you saw they let us in, but somebody from Secretary Noem's staff came over and said we don't want him here specifically. I'm here simply to support veterans, and also because I want to get answers from my constituents who've been harassed and who've been brutalized by ICE here in Nashville. I just want to know from the Secretary, where are the people of my district? I represent the 52nd House District, which this airport sits in. It's the most diverse district in the state of Tennessee. Many of my constituents were impacted by the ICE raids. I simply wanted to just hear this Secretary support veterans, and also get questions as to what happened to my constituents who were taken by ICE in the beginning of May. 196 ICE arrests, the majority of whom never committed a crime in the city of Nashville, never been charged with a crime, yet were taken, and many of them we don't know what happened to them. So I'm going to leave willingly, because this is not on the police or the airport staff. This is on Secretary Noem, who refuses to answer questions, who's scared to talk to lawmakers, and who's hiding behind secrecy because she knows what she's doing is on the wrong side of history.
You heard it, Randy. We don't want him here.
Right. First, let me just applaud Representative Justin Jones, because he has had to fight since he has been in office. And he was elected to represent his constituents, and they don't want him to do that. They don't want to hear their voices. They don't care about his constituents. Specifically, I think because he lives in a very diverse area. And so again, our voices are being silenced, all in the name of greed. They want this deal to go through for Elon Musk and for all of these private companies, and to line their pockets. And it is shameful.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.